Hey everybody, Jay Smith here for FishPod. Episode 7 was Chris Beall from Clenzoil came and talked about their products for a while. He tore apart some reels and showed us how to clean your reels properly. Also, Clenzoil happens to be a sponsor at the tournament this weekend at Hula Bay. December 3rd, it's the Fish Brain Let's Go Fishing Tournament. Be there. It's the weigh-ins start at 3 o'clock. Don't miss it. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be podcasting right from the tournament. So come see us at the Sea Mule tent. What? Oh boy, here we go.
I just got them in yesterday.
So anyways, like right now,
Nice, huh?
not a podcast. Boom, right now is a podcast. How you doing, Chris Beall?
Good. Yourself?
It's that easy, buddy. That's how
Okay.
we switch it on.
Okay.
Anyways, man, the first time, it seemed like I was the only person in the whole world that didn't know who Clenzoil was. We were at we ran into your guy there at the Old Salts event, King of the Beach.
Yeah, we were out there for the weigh-in and everything.
Yeah, and got some samples. So I go home anyways, and I just, we use a lot of stuff here. People give us stuff to try out. I go home, I'm oiling everything, man. I'm putting on tools, I'm putting on hinges, fishing reels, come back. I had a wrench that was about locked up permanently. I was about to throw it away. That thing was loosened up. I worked it loose.
People are always amazed just by how simply the product works.
Yeah.
It's not that you have to work it or do anything. You apply it, let it sit.
That's exactly what I did.
And it's going to do its job.
I emptied that. I put it on everything. And my wife is like, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm trying it out. I got some stuff today, man. It worked great." And then what really sold me, I go to the page. You guys got on your pro staff. You got a bunch of local guys here. The guys from Real Animals. Who's the other fellow on there? I saw there's who's that lady? The hunter. Anyways, doesn't matter. I saw a bunch of local guys on there, and then I saw Ted Nugent. I'm like, I'm in, dude. I'm in.
We started with Ted, and we're going to be airing on his show starting in January.
All right.
So, he'll be helping push our product too.
You guys have been around a long time, though.
The company's been around since 1948.
Mm-hmm. But you're just now getting in the marine game, though, right?
We started in the marine industry back in March.
Yeah.
So we haven't even been in the industry for a full year yet.
Right.
I started with the company in 2010, started playing with it, trying different things. It's like, I work for the company. I've got plenty of product always in the truck.
Right.
You run into that situation where, oh man, this is starting to stick. Let me try it on that.
This works. Right?
And so I started using it on my fishing reels. And when we got the new owner, I said, hey, we really need to look into this.
You got a whole nother market.
Yeah, this is a huge market. I said, and if we can't sell a marine product in the fishing capital of the world, we have a problem.
Yeah. Well, I tried it out and it worked great, man. I loved it. I put on an old reel that I hadn't used in a while. It spins like it's brand new almost. I mean,
we started with the smaller bottles, which are sitting here. You got the 2 ounce and the 1 ounce bottle. We came out with those for the fishing industry. More of the rod and reels, that kind of stuff,
right.
Pliers, the things that you use every day on your boat.
Exactly.
What we learned though is you got outboards, you got marine engines that are just killing, being killed by the salt water.
Yeah.
So we've got a bigger bottle out now to treat your motor. It's 100% safe on all your wires. It's 100% safe on anything that you're going to find, any hoses, anything like that. It's not going to damage them.
Seems like it dried really clean.
It leaves a layer of protection, but it's not sticky. Yeah. It's not gummy.
Like you're not going to collect a bunch of dirt up and everything.
And that was, the main idea. The company was originally founded for the firearms industry. Mm-hmm. The gentleman that founded the company was a World War II vet. And when he came back from the war, he had been in Germany witnessing all the M1 Grands and all the guns that they had freezing up.
Right.
They were using products that attracted dirt. Stuff stuck to them. Well, enough stuff stuck to them that it then, jammed up the gun. Yeah. A lot of lives are lost at that point. Exactly. So when he came back, he goes, I'm going to develop a product that doesn't do that. Well, he started in 1945, came out with the first batch that year, and it finally made it a company in 1948. Formulations never changed.
That whole time.
The whole time. Wow. I mean, certain products have been added.
You nailed it right from the get-go, right?
Certain products have become not available over time. So we've gone out and we've found products that are identical, but just a different product,
right, and
added it. So technically what the formulation does is never changed. It's always stayed the same. We're never going to go through and find a product that's of cheaper value. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that it stays the same consistency, does exactly what it's done. Guys that have a bottle that were made in 1948 can go buy a bottle off the shelf today, and it's going to do the same thing. Yeah. We've got glass bottles sitting in our office from 1954 was when they were bottled.
That's awesome.
And we took them to the lab because one of the things that's always important is what's the degradation rate?
Right.
How long? What's the shelf life?
Right.
And so we wanted to see. We took a bottle from 1954, labeled it A, took a brand new bottle that just came off the line, labeled it B, and took it to the lab. And the lab called and said, I thought you brought us 2 different products.
Nice. That's
so
awesome, man.
The shelf life on it's huge.
That's amazing. I tell you, your reputation speaks for itself. Everybody, they all looked at me like I was stupid for not knowing right off the bat. They were like, obviously you don't shoot a lot, so, and which is true. I don't very much. But I start looking around, man, and every review was just golden. And so that's, for me, I was like, oh, I'm putting on everything. I was happy that you guys were coming in because I wanted to see everything else and definitely talk about that.
The gun line's definitely, been the bread and butter of the company for a long time, but the marine industry is growing very rapidly for us. Yeah. I mean, we've got a tremendous amount of customers in a short time.
Yeah. Well, the saltwater is everybody's worst enemy. Like, that's what we're constantly fighting against. I mean, I'm sure freshwater has its problems too, but the saltwater is unforgiving.
Absolutely.
It's so bad on everything.
I mean, it's corrosive. It doesn't matter whether it's stainless or aluminum. Everybody thinks, oh, stainless, it won't rust. Yeah. No, it rusts less.
Right.
That's why it's stainless.
Yeah.
It's not, stain proof. So you've still got to coat that stuff, and salt water's going to eat through it.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, aluminum, it won't rust. No, it doesn't rust, but it oxidizes, which is why you see that green pit on it, or you get that white chalky stuff. Yep, that's oxidation on aluminum.
Right.
You've got to protect it. Most of your reels, you're seeing this push now towards carbon fiber bodies, but a lot of your reel housings are still aluminum and that kind of stuff. They're going to corrode. They're going to oxidize. So you've got to protect that stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody stops to think, oh, I got a reel. It's a machine. You are the force that drives the machine, but it's still a machine. You've got to oil it. You've got to lube it. You've got to maintain it.
Take care of it, or else it's not going to take care of you. For sure.
Exactly. You're not going to have it for a long time.
Yeah, I've seen that happen so many times. I'll take people out. Oh, I haven't been fishing in a while. We get out on the water. They didn't even try the thing before they got out there. And like, can I use one of your poles? I guess, man. Don't take it home.
That's one of the things that's amazed people. Whenever we walk into a rod and reel company or a tackle shop or something like that, especially if they do reel repair. Hey, do you have one that's froze up solid?
Right.
Well, yeah. Normally they all got one that's, is this their display that says this is what's going to happen. We'll put a couple drops in there, and 5-10 minutes later, that reel's just as free as it was brand new.
I imagine that's what I did with one of my old pens, and things like new almost.
And that's the testimony of the product, though. The product does what it says it's going to do. And I'm not a good salesman. Never have been, never will be. If I'm going to sell a product and stand behind a product, I've got to believe in the product.
It better work.
And that was me. I started with the company right after I started using the product. I had a buddy of mine tell me about it when I was out shooting. Found the company, local company here in Tampa, and I went and bought some product from them. I tried it, and a couple weeks later, I called the owner of the company at that time, and I said, hey, if there's an opening, I really would like to come to work for the company. I said, this is a phenomenal product.
Yeah.
And I've been with them now for 6 years.
And you've been a fisherman your whole life, pretty much, yeah?
I started fishing when I was about 6, and similar to what we were talking about, earlier before the show.
So, I mean, I'm sure it should have transitioned really easy over to the fishing. It probably wasn't a hard sell to get them over to that.
No, once you start showing, we had the new owner come in. We didn't have the marine tackle line before our current owner. And I started talking to him and showing him what the product did. And I said, we need to do a little bit of adjusting to the formulation, change it up a little bit.
Right.
You're not seeing quite the corrosive properties like saltwater has in your firearm.
Right. Yeah.
So, we a little more rust inhibitors, things of that nature.
Right.
But more or less, it's still the same formula, just a little bit of changes. And with that, he started going, I think you're right. I think we can definitely do something with this. So we came out with the marine and tackle line as well. We also have a chain and sprocket line that we've come out with as well, but we're pushing the marine and tackle right now, getting that going.
Right.
And
so that would be for like the motocross guys?
Motocross guys, all these guys that do the triathlons with the road bikes and everything like that.
I didn't even think about that, yeah.
So you've got a lot of those guys where, again, it's a chain. It's a machine. You're the power behind the machine, but you've got to maintain it. And so that
probably would work well for that too. The whole thing of not accumulating a bunch of dirt on it once you got it on there that's what appeals to me a lot too. When I worked with it, I didn't feel like I was all nasty. It didn't feel like it was a real pungent smell. Some of those things can be really bad, I mean, this wasn't all that bad,
No, and that's one of the things too. You always got to worry about if you're using it in a confined space. Is it going to run you out of there? Yeah. Fishing reels not as much, but especially like in the gun industry, guys go home and sit in their garage and clean a gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they don't want to have to sit there, especially in the north, in the middle of the wintertime after they just got back in from a hunt, with the garage door open and a fan going, so they can ventilate.
Or if you live in the city, you're not going to sit on your front porch and clean your rifle out. Neighbors might.
Yeah, it depends on how much you like your neighbors. If you want to scare your neighbors off, then sure, sit out there.
That might work.
It's a good theft deterrent. They're like, oh no, that guy's got a gun. We're not going to that house.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you can use that for your security.
Absolutely.
Says stickers on the house. Just put the Clenzoil there. Yeah. I'm not going in there. I know what's in there.
Absolutely. So that was one of the things too. Is you always got to worry about smell.
Yeah.
First off, you want to build a product that works and does exactly what you need it to do. Then you got to worry about smell. Is it going to be is it potent? Is it going to be something that you don't
accessible for everybody?
Sure. And then you also, the other thing to worry about too is contaminants. How harmful is it to you to get it on your skin and things of that nature? And that's one of the things you really don't have to worry about with this product as well.
Yeah, that's what I saw. And when I was looking into it, I kind of noticed this smell not being there because I've used all kinds of oils and stuff, and almost all of them. I'll come in, my wife is like, go.
Yeah. Go wash your hands, go shower, go do something.
Off you right now, you're gross. So it works out for that a lot. That works really well.
And the other thing too is any chrome that's on your boat, handrails, bow rails,
really
all that stuff. Wipe it down.
I didn't even think about that.
Well, you get that green pitting on it.
Yeah,
that's corrosion. It's oxidation. So wipe them down.
Pretty much any metal for
any metal surface,
boat, front to back.
It's not going to damage teak. It's great for preserving teak woods and things of that nature.
Right.
One of the company mottos is we're going to build a product that does the lubrication and the cleaning, but also does no harm to any other surface that it comes in contact with.
Right.
So it's not going to hurt woods or leathers. Leathers are found more on your firearm side, but leathers, cork handles, foam handles, not going to damage any part of that stuff.
On your boat,
your upholsteries, that kind of stuff. It's not going to hurt it.
Right.
But if you got teak wood, all your wood accents and stuff on, a lot of these older boats had teak. You're seeing a lot of, newer boats don't want any wood because wood rots.
Yeah.
But you can actually use it as a protectant for the wood.
Sure.
It's going to repel the water. It's going to bring.
You just wipe it right in.
Yeah, just wipe it right in.
Yeah, that would work good.
Yeah, because the water is going to sit on top of it.
Almost.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you don't have to go out and buy a specific product for wood now. I got this stuff for my fishing reels. So go ahead and wipe it down, all your teak accents, all that stuff.
Great. I didn't even think about that. Because I'm actually thinking about restoring a smaller boat. I got a little whaler type out there, and we were thinking about making the cockpit out of wood.
Yeah.
And all that. That's
coat it down in Clenzoil.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Because it's going to repel the wood. And if you decide to varnish it or lacquer it or do anything like that, it's still not going to hurt the lacquer finish or anything.
There's not really a residue so much on that. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So it's going to, it waterproofs that wood too. People don't think about that stuff.
Right.
And that's one of the things we do advertise. Is it will, it's safe on wood, safe on anything that you really want it to come in contact with.
Right. So, as far as reels go, I know a lot of people want more information on cleaning reels and stuff like that. How often do you do your reels?
I'm kind of like the auto mechanic. No auto mechanic ever has a brand new shiny clean car.
Right.
When you're always cleaning somebody else's guns or cleaning somebody else's reels, I probably don't take care of mine as best as I should or could.
Right.
But at the end of every season, I really try to, go through and...
So it'll hold up a whole season?
It will if you need it to. Yeah. I don't recommend it.
Right.
You want to keep it lubed and fresh, and it also depends on how much you fish.
I'm terrible about it, to be honest. I should definitely do it more. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, if you fish once a year, you coat it down once, you're fine. It's going to last forever.
I fish probably 4 or 5 times a week. So
you're looking at, it'd probably be good to just put a couple drops in there every month.
Right.
On your spinning reels, usually you take the spool off and you've got an oil port in there, or Shimano. A lot of Shimano reels and a lot of the newer reels that are coming out have an oil port on the side of them. You just open that up, put a couple drops of oil in there.
Well, I'm not as bad as I thought then. Once a month is good then.
Yeah, once a month would be about as far.
A little hard on myself.
Yeah, about as far as you want to stretch it out. Though, you don't need to do it every time because the product doesn't migrate. So it's going to stay where you apply it.
Right.
So, unless you're out wade fishing or it falls off the boat or something where you're really drowning it in salt water, it's going to stay on there for a little while.
Soaked at the back of the boat as you're running or something.
Just your normal come home from fishing and hose it off with some fresh water. It's not going to, migrate the product. The product's still going to stay in your gears and everything. It's not going to wash out.
That's awesome. That was really good.
But yeah, usually you want to go through, pull the side plates off at the end of every year, at the end of every season. Unfortunately, down here in Florida, we really don't have a season.
You're not going to go by the weather.
Kind of season starts January 1st and ends December 31st.
Exactly.
So
but 2-week winter.
Yeah, so you want to break it down though and really go through and clean out whatever grease and grime, because you still get, even though you've got a product in there that's deterring salt still builds up in there.
It's just you're holding it off the best you can,
and that's all you're doing. And the other thing is, too, how long do you want to keep these reels? Do you want to keep them for life? Well, the more you maintain them, the longer you're going to have them. If you don't care, you're one of those guys that, every 2 years you're buying new reels because, Abu Garcia came out with some latest and greatest thing, or Penn came out with some latest and greatest thing, then go through every couple months.
I still want those reels, but I'm going to keep my old ones.
Absolutely. So you want to keep them maintained. So the more often you maintain them, the more often you oil and lube them, the longer they'll last for you.
Right. Well, definitely before you get out of here today, I'm going to have to get you to get one of those reels out for me and give us a little demonstration here. We'll do that on a separate video we're going to do for our products reviews. What is the best way for people to get Clenzoil?
Clenzoil is available on our website, www.clenzoil.com. We've got a dealer locator on the website as well, too. Great. We would be more than happy to ship it to you. We're a small company. We want to deal with small companies. We want to help small companies. We're veteran-owned, veteran-founded, and that's something else that we need to make a point of is, we do give back to all the veteran organizations.
Right. You guys do work with them, don't you?
PVA, we donate back to their shooting sports program, and then there's another local charity here called Black Dagger Military Hunt Club.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And they take veterans out, and it doesn't matter what conflict they were in, doesn't matter if they ever saw battle or war or not, but they take them out hunting, fishing, and shooting once a month.
Yeah, that's great.
But you can get it off of our website. Recommend you going to the dealer locator, seeing if there's not a dealer local around you. Go get it from the dealer. Support local.
Of course, yes.
If you don't have a dealer local to you, then by all means, we have a store on our website. Feel free to order from the store as well.
Great. I know you guys are on Facebook. You can find them on Facebook. Is there anywhere else?
Instagram. We've got an Instagram page. By all means, like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram. We're running a promotion right now that if you like and share our post, we've got a contest there to win a gun cleaning bag.
Oh, nice.
So you've got a pretty good, I think it's a $100 value or $150 value, and you'll be put into a drawing to win that then.
I'm going to go on that here when we're done and go on in on that.
Yep, share the page, like the page. It tells you everything you got to do there, and it'll put your name in the hat for the drawing.
Deal. All right, everybody, definitely check out Clenzoil on Facebook, clenzoil.com. We're going to have another video. He's going to go ahead and do a demonstration for us here in a few, and then I'll have that up as well. Check us out. You can see more of this on FishPodNetwork.com. I want to thank Chris for coming in and talking to us today about Clenzoil products. I will have the demonstration of him taking apart the reels and everything up in the product section on our YouTube page here shortly. In the meantime, while you're on the YouTube page, help us out. Hit share, subscribe, and a like, and share too. And check us out on our Facebook page. We post a bunch of other videos and stuff that doesn't always make it to the YouTube page, so you're missing out if you're not on there. In the meantime, too, make sure you come out to Hula Bay tomorrow and come up and see us at the Sea Mule tent. There'll be some flags up and stuff. You can't miss us. We're going to be in the middle of everything. We're pretty much, I don't know, probably the most important thing there. I don't know. See you there.